Another tumultuous week in Washington.
That's right, and Claremont McKenna College professor Jack Pitney joins us this morning to help us make sense of it all. Now, in the days after the Parkland school shooting, President Trump promised that there would be some changes made to gun control. But when he spoke at the NRA's convention, he didn't make any mention to any of those changes. What do you think changed?
He recognized this is his political base. Trump typically appeals to the people right in front of him. In the immediate aftermath of Parkland, there was a lot of concern about gun safety, and he appealed to that sentiment. Yesterday, he was in front of Second Amendment advocates, and he appealed to them. Is it inconsistent? Of course it's inconsistent, but that's a pattern with his presidency.
Well, Rudy Giuliani, who we know is the president's new attorney, went on TV this week and seemed to change his story, talking about the hush money. And then the president came out and said, well, no one's story has really changed. What's really going on here?
Well, first of all, it appears that Giuliani went out with a story that the president approved of. It didn't get a good reaction, and then the president walked it back, making Giuliani look very bad. Part of the problem is Giuliani is a lawyer, but he hasn't actually practiced law in any serious way in almost 30 years. And also, this involves campaign finance law, which is a field of law that most lawyers really don't understand. And Giuliani appears to be in that category.
Well, you know, there was also word this week that 3 people that were being held hostage in North Korea were going to be released, but that release hasn't happened. Why the need to kind of tease a release that really isn't finalized?
Well, this is something that the president likes to do. He has a background in entertainment, and so this is something that he thinks was going to get a lot more attention. He said that he was able to get them out where the Obama administration does not, but 2 of the 3 hostages were taken during his administration. And it's possible that the North Koreans took them precisely to get leverage over Trump.
And the Washington Post reported this week, Professor, that President Trump has made more than 3,000 misleading statements, false or misleading statements since he took office. What does that say about a population, a large portion of the population who doesn't seem to care?
People have become numb. I'm old enough to remember Vietnam and Watergate, and those were shocking at the time. But since then, we've had a steady parade of politicians who've told untruths and outright lies. Trump does it far more often than others, but people have become accustomed to this. And Trump's approval rating actually ticked up in the past week, which indicates that people really aren't placing a priority on this. They're looking at the state of the economy. They say, well, the economy's doing pretty well, so we just don't care that the president lies.
Wow.
All right. Well, Jack Pitney, thank you so much for your insight. We always appreciate you coming in.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Professor.